Hey everyone, coming on here to lend a little bit of wisdom today and talk a little bit about marketing for the first time. If you're a company that has never marketed in a traditional or non traditional approach before, you are a business that has just relied on referrals and friends and family since you've started, which is great, which is fantastic. But there's also sometimes a time when you're ready to scale up to the next thing, or you're ready to kind of diversify how you're getting clients. If you feel like there's a reason that you might want to start diversifying that, this is a great way to kind of get started and really think about this. Also, if you're just in a position where you want to know your brand a little better, even if you have started marketing and it's not really going the way you want to, or you realize you really need to figure out, who your audience is and who you actually want to talk to in order to make this successful. This is just a really quick, I think, pretty easy exercise. It doesn't take too long, really just about 15 or 20 minutes of your time, and I'll walk you through that right now. So whenever you want to start your marketing and you just have no idea where to start, you don't know if you should start doing email campaigns, you don't know if you should start building your list that way or get on social media, you're just like, oh, this entire world seems really hard to me. The first thing you want to start with is to think about who you love working with. So if you've been around for a little bit as a company, you want to start thinking about who are those favorite clients and customers that you ever worked with. If you're a brand new company, maybe just start thinking about who you're going to want to work with. And in this, you both want to think about those demographic factors. So, for example, what age range are these people in? Where do they live? What is their gender or their sex? Are they someone who is usually married or partnered? Do they usually have kids? Do they have pets? Whatever kind of is relevant to your business and that demographic factor. What's their income? Things like that. And then you can also start to think about those psychographic factors or the things that really drive them. So for example, if you are in the construction business, maybe they're someone who owns their home and wants to put on an addition. If you're in the real estate business, someone who is ready to buy a home, someone who has a significant amount of savings, and they could be first-time home buyers or third-time home buyers. Depending on what your business is, this could be a little bit different in terms of something going on in their lives, but it could also be that they value something. If you have an eco-friendly jewelry line, it could be eco-friendliness or being friendly to the environment. Environmentalism might be a value that they have, and so that's something that can be noted as well. And once you kind of go through that practice, my favorite part of this exercise is getting out a piece of paper or getting on your computer and typing out or writing out what you imagine a day in their life to be like. This doesn't have to be a special day. It should really be kind of an average day in their life. And you can give your sort of character a name. You can write out exactly what they're going to be doing every day. So I like to kind of start this out and even just say, what time are they waking up? Do they sleep in? Are they early risers? Why are they waking up? If they're waking up early, is it because they have kids who wake up or pets who wake up? Does their spouse wake up early or their partner? Or are they somebody who prefers to sleep in? What is it about their values that even in a very simple thing like that, it can say a lot. So they might be getting up early because they love being productive, or they might be sleeping in because they prefer to be productive at night and they just want to sleep in a little bit in the morning. What are they eating for breakfast? That breakfast that they're eating, are they eating some sort of, commercial brand of cereal and they like to kind of shop at the big stores? Are they eating farm fresh eggs that they purchase locally or from some sort of local organization at a farmer's market? Just going through these really daily things and saying what they do, what their hobbies are, where they go to work, what time they go to work. What TV shows are they watching? What movies are they watching? Are they reading something for bed? And if so, what is it? What are they spending their free time doing? What are the brands that they're using every day? It can be a really interesting way to start to tap in to exactly who this person is, and it's also humanizing this person. So if you're building a personality type out, and you're building kind of an audience profile is what I like to call it. With this audience profile, you can start to envision who that person is. So when you're at an event, you can kind of see that person. You can hear from what they're saying. You're like, ooh, this is somebody I should talk to because based on what my audience profile is, I kind of have an idea of who that person is, and you can find them more easily. And from here, as you start to examine that day in their life, start to think about what they're coming into contact with as you start to build up your thoughts about your marketing. Are they someone who is kind of scrolling through social media all the time? Maybe you should be thinking about social media marketing. Are they someone who hates opening their email? Maybe email newsletters aren't a great thing for you. Are they reading a ton of magazines that are in their organization or in their kind of employee status, like, law reviews or a food journal, a local magazine? Maybe you should think about print advertisements, since that's something that might be really relevant to them. And from here, you can start to kind of think what they're coming into contact every day with, and how you could potentially start to speak to them and target them a little bit more. And from here, you can also, like I mentioned, that audience profile, you can tell what they value, and you can start to work that sort of language into your copy or your messaging, just as long as it's something that you value too. So you can start to tell from this, we'll use an example, maybe someone who really likes to shop locally. In their values, and that's something that's important to you too. Maybe you have something that's very eco-friendly or something that you love to sell to people in person. Well, maybe you can start thinking, oh, perhaps this is someone who's going to be at the farmer's market I'm a vendor at. Or maybe there's someone who would really love to shop locally, so you want to make sure that you're targeting that brand awareness in your community. And from here, you can really start to tell what those values are that cross over between your audience and between you. And you can start to use those terms in your marketing, in your messaging. So you start to focus on those people, not only in where you're advertising and where you're marketing, but also with the words that you're using. And I think that if you just go through this quick exercise of writing down who it is that you really love working with, including their demographics and their psychographics or those driving factors, you write out what a day in their life is. Just with those two little steps, you're going to be able to see so many things about their values, about what they do every day and where you could possibly start to target them or find them in your marketing. And from there, it's an amazing start. And just by doing those quick little things, you're going to find out so much about your audience, and it's really going to start to get your wheels turning. Even if you're not a natural marketer, if you've never even thought about marketing before, this is a great first step to getting to know your brand a little bit better, and also to get those first steps of marketing going. So let me know what you think. If you've done this exercise before, let me know. I love creating audience profiles. So tell me a little bit about your audience. What's their name? What's their job? What do they love to do? I would love to hear from you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much, guys. Best of luck with your beginning marketing.